Welcome to Linda's TV show, the home of news. Your first time of stopping by or coming across my YouTube channel, you are highly welcome. Please, I beg you for a favor, smash on that red button that says subscribe. Beside that red button is a notification bell. The essence of that bell is for you to be updated or informed each time or day I upload a new video. My returning subscribers, those who keep on watching my videos each time I upload, I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your comments in all my videos, both negative and positive ones. Thank you.
If he had his voice right now, especially in relation to the fraud called Nigeria and Nigeria's elections, Nnamdi Kanu will be asking you and I, asking the world, what mess we are doing to ourselves by allowing Nigeria that expired since 2014 to carry on. Can you imagine something that is bad already, but then got expired since 2014, and human beings are still willing to try? Human beings are still hoping against hope that a magic would happen. How can you get magic from an impossibility? How can you draw something out of nothing? How can a poisoned chalice, how can you continue to drink from a poisoned chalice and still believe that something is going to come out of it that is good for you? How possible is that? Am I being led to believe that indeed some human beings are wearing the brains that is sub-animal in nature? Am I to believe that? No. As an advocate for humanity, I would resist it and I would not accept it. And that's why I am speaking. That's why I'm talking right now, reflecting what exactly Nnamdi Kanu would have been saying to the whole humanity if he had his voice. Well, if his voice is not to be heard, his voice will manifest in billions of people, if not millions, but possibly only a few can have the courage and the determination to echo his voice. But let me make it certain, the will of God, the owner and creator of everything in this world, before any of us got into this world empty-handed, the will of God will take place in this season. It always takes place every time, because everything builds up to the will of God, whether good or bad. So let me make myself clear about what Nnamdi Kanu will be saying to you. You are talking about an expired contraption, an expired evil construct designed to ruin human ingenuity, designed to produce malfunction on a regular, on a persistent, on a progressive, and on a permanent basis. A contraption as bad as it had always been, that had now expired since 2014. And you are going to renew your slavery every 4 years. Something is wrong with you. Because the only thing that should have happened even yesterday was the dissolution of Nigeria, division of Nigeria, and then people making up their minds in terms of how they want to configure it. That should be people's business. But the country, it's not a country, sorry. The contraption ought to have been dissolved since 2014. And here you are talking about election. Let me remind you, perhaps you don't know. You're still insisting on election and you're hoping for miracles to happen from elections, when you know that you are talking about a contraption where number counting can jump from 79 to 100 Everybody had seen it. Everybody knows it. You're talking about election where vividly you can see, even under the camera, people counting and getting to 79, and then they jump from 79 to 100. You're talking about a contraption where everybody say, oh, PVC, red voters card. Where today, people are finding voters card dumped in places where you couldn't trace the names of the people that owns the voters cards. Yet you believe. No, yet you believe. You are talking about a contraption where the candidates for leadership are all criminals. Criminals. And it's not criminals by suspicion. It's not criminals by accusation. It's proven criminals. People who are known to be even wanted. Somebody like Atiku is wanted by FBI. Everybody knows about Atiku and his stealing. Somebody like Tinubu, who is clearly a criminal, can't say where he went to school, hasn't got peers or people that he went to school to come and testify for him. Now we are hearing that he studied in his house. Couldn't tell us where exactly he was born, who has changed everything in his life. Somebody who, even after all the allegations, he can't even say how he made his money. Okay? But even after all these accusations, we all are witnesses to the same man, playing his wayo, koro, in everybody's eyes. Everybody can see it. We can all see it. That this man went and designed uniforms, robes, and clergy wear robes, and then dressed up people, paid people to come and queue up to support his Muslim ticket. And people are still laughing about it and believing, oh, well, it's going to be all okay. And I'm asking, is it that animals are now more intuitive? Is it that animals are now more insightful about dangers than so-called mortal beings? Some claim they are human beings. Is that where we are at? Now let me tell you, because the reason for making this video is that the structure of life is such that one must never leave any stones unturned. It's like when you are a farmer, you must give your farm every chance of success. You must you must first of all make sure that you have planted your crops. You must then make sure that you are tending those crops. You must make sure that you are not sitting idly by hoping for miracles so that the weeds can disappear one morning, or the weeds will not harm. After all, they are weeds. They can cohabit with the crops. Nothing will happen to the crops eventually. So long as you are not a mad farmer, which I believe people now in that contraction are. Okay? Why I'm making this video is I want to act like a responsible farmer who is actively engaged in my farm, making sure that I have left no stone unturned, making sure that I have done everything that is within my own part of the bargain, because we are working in partnership with nature with God through nature. By the time I have done all my part that is required of me to do in that garden, then I will then default to the will of God. That is what we are here to do. We are in this world to give everything our damn best. We are in this world to do whatever it is left in us to do as physical beings on this earth, so that we can now allow God to do his best, because it's a division of labor. By the time I have done all I need to do in that farm, then I would be expecting my miracle through the products that come from my garden, because those ones I can't control. But woe unto he who leaves the work they ought to do, and they say, well, gambling all the time. That is what people in this contraption have been conditioned to be doing, gambling with their lives. Oh, well, you never know. Well, it could be that God wants it that way. Oh, well, we can support this and support that as well. Put that every time gambling, every time fictitious thinking, when God himself has given us the autonomy, has given us the power, has given us the crops, had given us the land, the soil, had given us everything we need in order to do our own part. And until we have done our own part, we've rendered God totally impotent, because it's a division of labor. God always moves first. It was God who provided us with the soil. It is God who gave us the crops. It is God who owns the trees, owns the grass. He supplied those. That is God moving first. But then God then gives it to us, to man, only man, okay? The ability to now take the crops, take the seeds, and engage the soil. God will not do that which he has left for us to do. We need to understand it. So this is the time. Nigeria is finished. You are hoping for what? Election? Which election? This is time to dissolve the evil contraption that is ruining human ingenuity. The evil contraption that is so destructive. The hazardousness of this environment should not be allowed to exist even for 1 minute. 1 second even is too much. Nnamdi Kanu will be telling you this if he had his voice. If he had his voice right now, he'd be asking you, and he'll be reminding you of why he thought that people's brains have been damaged. Why he believed that people, he will say black people are mad, black people are foolish, black people cannot reason. But I don't believe in anything called black people, because nobody is black. And I don't believe that it is all people from Africa that are foolish. Neither do I believe that it is all Europeans that are intelligent. In fact, I see serious malfunction in Europe than I see in Africa. The reason being that it is in Europe where all these constructions about human beings being animals came from. Now that is the height of brain damage, because when you check everything out, you find that this is madness. You couldn't attribute it to anything else. That mortal beings who have power to turn anything into a weapon, mortal beings who alone can cultivate, reproduce, and multiply food, mortal beings who alone can carry out experiments and produce poisons, produce medication, mortal beings who have autonomy in terms of what they choose to eat and at what point. And people are thinking mortal beings are animals that totally depend on mortal beings and or nature to reproduce what they eat, animals that wait on us and or nature, animals that are homogeneous in what they feed from and what they eat, animals that are standard, animals that are only instinctive, animals that cannot plan, that cannot reflect nor project, animals that are just reactive. That is the height of deceit. That is the very height of people abusing themselves. That is the height of insanity, to put mildly, and I'm serious. So, but the time is here for the truth to shine through. The time is here for the light to shine and get rid of the darkness that we have put ourselves in as human beings, as mortal beings, and as humans occupying this earth temporarily. If we don't know, the time is now. So let me make it clear. There should be no election. Rather, there must be, it's a matter of must. Whatever that requires to be done has to be done. Whatever that can be done must be done to put in a temporary government. If it is not that, whatever else can happen whatever can happen, let it happen, so that people can liberate themselves from this bondage. This is what you have now is the worst. Whatever can happen now is less than the worst we are seeing. So what rubbish is all this? That other human being can put rope around others and put them on a spot and tell them how to live in this earth that we are all renting as strangers. That is insanity. That is madness. That can't be happening. No, that can't be happening. That just cannot be happening. Impossible. Enough of the nonsense. Okay? Whatever needs to happen must happen now to force an interim government whose job is to dissolve Nigeria. It must be dissolved. You can't be feeding from poison. Humanity cannot be feeding from poison. And if you can't defend humanity, then you are evil. Then you are insane. If you can't defend humanity, then you are finished. Nigeria should not continue for another second, let alone a day, a minute. No, it shouldn't. It's finished. It's finished. And every day you see the evidence. Okay? Ballot papers, voters card. You see them thrown away in places where those that registered don't live. Okay? You are seeing everything and you are still insisting on what election? For who? And for whom? I don't understand it. I just do not understand it. I can't comprehend it. And you see it clearly every day. You're seeing it on a daily basis. It's not as if it is fiction. You're seeing it that this is impossible. Furthermore, okay, even if we're going to go down the path of elections, history has always told us the facts about this evil contraction. History has always reminded us. Go and check what cost the Nigerian Biafran War. Go and check it. You would find that it was because Awolowo was nearing the point of becoming the president of America, the president of the contraction. And because Awolowo also had an agenda to have his Oduduwa Republic. In fact, he had an agreement with Ojukwu that they would declare their republics. And then Awolowo was imprisoned. The whole essence of the coup was to release, and Ojukwu did everything to ensure the release of Awolowo. And the plan was that Awolowo would come out and declare Oduduwa Republic. But Awolowo came out and they confused him. That contraption, that the powers that be, Britain and the Fulani, British government and Fulani, convinced him and promised him heaven and earth. That was why Awolowo did not declare. Rather, he joined. Okay? Now, we know about the June 12th annulment of election. Okay? Abiola won the election. Clearly, everybody knew that he won. But simply because Abiola had the agenda to give autonomy to all the different federations. Okay? He wanted to run a federated government. Okay? Whereby the power can be dissolved. That was his agenda, but that was the crime he committed. That's why they imprisoned him and killed him. And then you now want to try with Obi. Oh, let's try it one more time. You don't know how God. Every time God will come into it, but God is telling you and showing you and telling you what to do. But you just don't know. It can happen from there because you never know. Every time you're gambling, others don't gamble. Others don't gamble. People see facts, and God makes his facts very obvious and clear that this is the moment. You must all go. You must be free. But if you want to keep enslaving yourself, you are also of choice to do that, if that's what you've chosen. But I'm making my broadcast because we want to make sure that we leave no stones unturned. Even Jesus Christ, when the time came, the body had to go. The body was weak. He had to go and make his supplication. He had to go and state how it is for him. He had to, as somebody wearing the flesh, he had to go. But after making sure that he has delivered and pleaded and said, this is what I would prefer as somebody in physical form, but thy will be done. So what I'm doing right now is making sure that there is no stone left unturned, but then I will default to the holy will of God Almighty. But I can't see these facts and I will ignore them. I'm telling you, this is what Nnamdi Kanu will be telling you if he had a voice right now. And he'll be screaming on top of his voice and he will just say, what type of animals are better? Animals are better because I tell you something, animals can sense danger and they react quickly to danger. They might be consumed by the danger, but they will react. But here I'm seeing mortal beings docile, mortal beings believing in fiction, mortal beings doing gambling with their lives every day. Every day they are gambling. If not that God told them, it will be Satan that told them. Something told them, this is the time. This is the time. We have to give this a chance. We have to try this. But history is telling them something every day. History is telling them there is no road where you are trying to go. There is no road. No road there. This is the road I've told you. I've given you to escape. This is the road. But they say, oh, no. Don't worry, miracles do happen. Let's just try. Hey, let's try. Every time you're trying, every time you're gambling, with not only your life, but your children's life, your great-grandchildren, you're gambling with everything. And then you're listening to all your prophets and prophetesses that haven't managed to solve one singular problem, other than create many problems, because all they see is problem. They have no solution to any problem, but they see problems. They will never tell you any good thing going. They will never tell you, oh, I saw that you have an uncle who likes you a lot. Oh, I saw that you have an auntie who is willing to help you. Oh, I saw that it is always, there is somebody in your family about to attack you. They are planning evil. That is all these fake fools do. Because they want you to sow seeds where seeds do not germinate. They want you to sow seeds inside their houses of making money or inside their pockets. That's all. So they have to put the fear in you first, because like all these predatory animals, they must first of all instill fear in their prey in order to give chase. Okay? That's what these fools do. And they tell you they are serving a living God, as if anything in them to serve God, as as if it is not God that created them and created everything in this world, as if God is in need of something, as if there is something God needs, and it is them that have been chosen to provide that need, because they want to rob you. Serving, who are you to serve God? Who told you that you are serving God? Who told you that? Are you mad to serve God? The only time you will come close to serving God is by serving your fellow human being. Service is for human beings. You serve one another. The only thing my phone keeps interrupting. I don't know why. The only thing God will accept from you and I is worship. Worship. And he's not doing it by force. He gave you free will to choose whether to worship him or not. That is all God will accept from you and I. The only other way that you come close to serving God is by using your unique skill to serve the other. Using your unique gift to serve one another. That is what service is all about. So when they are telling you, oh, we are here in worship of God, we are here in service of God, we have to serve God. These are criminals. Who are you to serve God? You can't serve God. God has everything. God provided everything. That's why everybody, including you, came out of the womb empty-handed. You brought nothing into the world. So the service to humanity started with God. God served us by giving us everything. He doesn't need anything. God doesn't need anything. If you don't know it now. God is in need of nothing because he owns everything. He owns the tree. He owns the cotton. He owns the linen. These are the three sources by which you make your money. You print out money. Yeah? God owns them. So God doesn't need your money. God doesn't need your food. God already gave us all the raw materials, gave us the grass, gave us the soil, gave us the seed. If you think it's not true, you ask yourself, ask your mother, ask your father, ask your grandparents if they are alive, whether they came out of the womb with any seed. The answer will be no, 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 no. No, nobody brought anything. So God owns everything. So God is in need of nothing. So when they tell you we are in service of God, tell them they are liars, they are thieves. They can tell you, oh, come, let's worship God and let's serve one another. Because in serving one another, then we are serving God. We can't serve God. We can only serve God through serving one another. I haven't got the calling. I would have been doing this every day. But I don't want any houses.
Thank you so much, my wonderful viewers, for watching this video together with me from the beginning to the end. Like I said before, if you like what you see here, if you like what I do in this platform, as you have finished watching this video, please hit that red button that says subscribe and put on your notification bell to all notification. In that way, you'll be able to know when I upload a new video. Share my videos, leave your comments in the comment section constructively. Until I meet your way again in my next video, I still remain your Linda's TV show. Bye-bye.